Disgruntled members of the ANC Youth League are marching to the party's headquarters this afternoon as divisions within the structure deepens. ENCA's Masego Rahlaga is outside Luthuli House. Masego, good afternoon to you. Fill us in on what's happening and what the grievance is.
Well, Jeremy, I'm really struggling to hear you, but remember the ANC's Secretary General Esma last year announcing after the ANC Youth League was disbanded that they were appointing a task team that was supposed to get the ANC Youth League into a national conference where they would vote for new leadership in January. Now that came and went, and late last month that task team then announced that it wants to actually have elections happening January 2021. They asked structures to hand in their members by the end of November, the end of this month. But this group of disgruntled members calling themselves the Crisis Committee is saying that they will not allow this to happen. They have an interdict that they want to hand in at Luthuli House, not far from here. But we will speak to one of the members, Luzuko. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, what's the point of all of this?
Young people have been communicating their dissatisfaction and complete annoyance with the imposition of old people on a generation which completely passes the motion of no confidence on the South African youth. Young people have written to the ANC through the office of the SG, who have submitted through memorandums to all provincial offices, who have come and submitted our memorandum in the Luthuli House. For 2 months now, young people have not even received a proper formal response for our communication to say that the undermine of the ANC constitution that blatantly defines who qualifies to be youth is a grave transgression that passes a motion of confidence.
But the reason they got this task team with the former presidents of the Youth League was because of the problems within the Youth League. The young people of the ANC seem not to have a way forward. You are all basically confused anyway.
That's completely incorrect. Young people know what they want. Young people want to build their organization. They are here in their hundreds and thousands from all provinces of South Africa to say they want their organization, their instrument of liberation. Challenges of young people are on the rise. There's a rise of femicide. There's a rise of joblessness in South Africa. There's crime has taken over our communities because the instrument of liberation of young people has been hijacked illegally so by eldership. It's an illegal hijack. Anything they are doing is illegal. It is fraud because they cannot be held accountable using the constitution of the ANC Youth League. Therefore, what then gives them a right to exist? We're saying that the ANC must remove this structure because anything that is happening stands against the principle of young people organizing themselves for their own struggles to ensure that the young people champion the struggles of themselves as a generation and organize the youth behind the vision of the ANC. We're going to local government elections next year. We're going to need a strong and vibrant
But the ANC Youth League has been disbanded. Could you give me a chance to speak?
Thank you.
The ANC Youth League has been disbanded, and this structure was actually appointed in order for you guys to be able to vote for your leadership in January. So you don't want to. You don't want to vote for your leadership.
We're saying to you, the decision to appoint this structure was un-ANC because the constitution of the ANC defines youth and is very clear in its constitution and that of the Youth League. To appoint people who are above that requirement constitutional is to undermine the constitution of the ANC, is to transgress the constitution. It's anti-ANC. We want
What do you say about the ANC leadership saying that they don't recognize the Crisis Committee?
Well, we are members of the ANC. We are members of the ANC.
But they don't recognize you.
We are recognized as members of the ANC. We are recognized as members of the ANC Youth League. The fact that we are a crisis committee, we are responding to a crisis of unconstitutionality. All structures of the ANC Youth League have collapsed. Their terms have lapsed. People are 50 years old, leading young people in South Africa. That is wrong. It must never be allowed in South Africa.
Thank you very much, Luzuko. Speaking to us, they're obviously very passionate, Jeremy, about old people leading young people in the ANC.